Lord, I appear for the state respondents, Lord.
I'm led by London Advocate General, Lord.
Kindly permit me to address your Lordship's Lord online.
এটা তো চলছেই না এটা না কই না ওটা নয় ওই যে স্ট্রিং বন্ধ চালান You are praying for issuance of this writ in respect of a particular temple or in respect of all offerings?
Mainly, my lord, at this juncture, my lord, there is this Bola Kali temple in South Dinajpur district, which after the, my lord, this Rush Purnima, which will come up in the month of November, every Friday after the Rush Purnima, they have a festival of slaughter of more than 10,000 animals, which includes, my lord, the goats and, my lord, the other animals also.
Other animals?
Yes, my lord.
Other animal means?
Means, my lord, I will just buffaloes. Mainly goats and buffaloes. So, my lord, this started sometime around the British era, where there was a jamidar in that of that area who was arrested by the British people, and he prayed to goddess Kali, and he was released on Friday. So thereafter this practice is started, and it is done every Friday after the Rush Purnima, when the date when the jamidar was released. So my lord, our prayer is on three or four grounds. One is that for any my lord, any activity to be considered as a religious practice, it has to be an essential religious practice to have the protection of Article 25 of the Constitution of India. And this is certainly not a essential religious practice to sacrifice.
So,
yes, my lord.
Can you come to a conclusion? So jump into such a conclusion.
No, I am not. I am making my submission, man.
Goddess Kali offerings. Maybe we will see it.
Well, I will, my lord, I will not read out.
We will have no doubt about it, but how can you say this is not a religious practice which has been...
My lord, kindly refer to page 14, paragraph 27. I will not read out. But kindly read out that paragraph, my lord.
Paragraph?
Paragraph 27, page 14.
দাড়ি কেটেছে কিনা জানি না, দাড়িগুলো আছে নাকি দেখি যা What is your source of this statement? Only talking to a particular group.
But this is this organization is a very old organization. A 1941 organization established by Mahatma Gandhi. And
possibly you will understand that
yes,
religious practices in this part of Bengal, the eastern part, it does not resemble to the northern part of it. And it is really in controversy whether mythical characters were really vegetarian or were they are really non-vegetarian.
But what I submit is, even if there is a sacrifice to happen, it can happen symbolically. There is no need to sacrifice more than 10,000 animal in a day.
Possibly these you cannot restrict it in that way. Animal offerings, maybe it will shock our conscience, because yes, I know the persons who cannot take chicken cannot see the chicken. They are killing the chickens for your food. And you know the slaughtering is the offering that may hurt you. But the non-vegetarians are not...
My lord, I am not praying that there cannot be any consumption of the sacrifice. I am not saying that. No, it may be because you... No, my lord.
Yes, Mr. Advocate General.
My lord, I would be only submitting number one. Whether, my lord, the person concerned over here or the body which has come over here to stop animal sacrifice in a particular temple, Milord, whether it can be part of a public interest as defined under our public writ rules. Possibly it is not, because there is no public interest involved in animal sacrifice in a particular place or in a particular temple. Number one.
He is restricting his prayer for a particular temple. That is why I'll first ask him whether your prayer is restricted to a particular temple or it is a generally you want to say the animal slaughtering in all animal slaughtering is not that a sacrifice in all temples should be banned. He said that for the time being he is restricting to that particular temple.
Well, in that case, Milord, in that case, there is no public interest involved. It is X versus Y. X means the petitioner, Y means, Milord, the temple authorities. Number one. Number two, Milord, assuming there is some public interest involved in it, Milord, these questions, Milord, have formed or came up before, Milord, in various matters before the Supreme Court. Because Supreme Court has said that if you need to restrict sacrifice of animal, there has to be a legislation brought to that effect, or ban can only be by through a legislation. Number two. Number three, Milord, as have fallen from your lordships, Milord, that if it is a religious practice, then, Milord, it is saved under, Milord, section 28 of Prevention to Cruelty of Animals Act. Unfortunately, possibly, Milord, it is not with your lordships.
Section 25, Milord.
No, that is section 28. Kindly place section 28 before my lords. So there is the saving clause. Nothing contained in this act shall render it an offence to kill any animal in a manner required by the religion of any community. Now with this, Milord, kindly have a look to, Milord, 2 pages of the writ petition. There are 2 annexures, one at page 43, the other is at page 44. Milord, the 43 is illegible. Milord, my learned friend has provided a typed copy at 43A, which was written by the Animal Welfare Board of India to, Milord, the Director General of Police of West Bengal. Milord, your lordships may kindly have a look at the 3rd and the 4th paragraph. The Honorable Supreme Court had directed to take action against the erring officials as per para 7 of SLP number so and so, and the Department of Personnel, Ministry of Personnel, Grievance, etc., guidelines, etc., to take action against such personnel violating the law, the copies of the same attached. In view of the above, it is requested to direct the concerned authorities to immediately intervene in this matter and take necessary action against the erring officials as per law. Now, this was written on 1st of November 2022. Kindly take me to the next page, that is page 44. Typed copies at 44A. Where this letter at page 43 has been withdrawn, which is 7th of November 22. Please refer to the letter issued by the Animal Welfare Board forwarding complaints received from Mr. Bhutin Chakraborty, West Bengal, sending the social media link. The matter has been examined in detail in this office regarding the verification of facts. It has come to the notice that there is no veracity of the complaints. The last sentence. The sacrification of animals is allowed as per section 28 of the Act for religious purpose. However, the matter is pending before the Honorable Supreme Court. So, therefore, Milord,
Yes.
Therefore, Milord, the Animal Welfare Board also had considered it. The Animal Welfare Board issued a letter at one point of time, and finally, Milord, it has been withdrawn, referring to section 28 that if there is sacrifice made as per religious purpose or reason or ritual, whatever it is, then in that case, Milord, it is protected under section 28 of the Act. However, there is one Supreme Court decision. Milord, Mr. Banerjee has a copy. If your lordship kindly have a look to it.
Mr. Dotto, matter is still pending before the Honorable Supreme Court.
Well, Honorable Supreme Court had given direction regarding the sacrifice.
Matter which has been referred to in page 44.
There is a ballot.
However, a matter is pending before.
Right. Yes. Now this matter, if I am not wrong, this was disposed by a judgment reported in 2014 7 SCC 547 possibly. But the letter is of a later point of time. Letter is of 2022. But there are two decisions. One is of 2007 6 SCC, page 547. Kindly have a look to me. A very short.
Tell me what happened. Ultimately, Supreme Court has decided what? Animal sacrifice done or cannot be done?
2007 6 Supreme Court cases say that the court is not the proper forum for banning of the sacrifice of animal. There has to be a legislation brought to ban sacrifice of animal, where that is 2007 6 SCC. And so far as the matter which is referred to in the letter at page 43, subject to correction, possibly it is still pending, where I could not,
just Mr. Dotto, tell me, but first of all, at least I do not know about Mr. Gupta, but I have a personal feelings. Some areas where the court cannot have any control, cannot direct. Today I direct that all animal sacrifice should be stopped. How can it be implemented?
How can it be implemented?